just did this garden installation at NHC, National Healthcare, out here in Sumter. With Community Saviors, this is King Divine.
We just installed the garden bed. The garden bed was sealed. We just actually installed the plants. Did a garden installation. We refurbished the soil, uprooted the old soil, added some soil amendments to it, moisturized the bed, and we started planting transplants in it. I had a lot of transplants in, but I didn't want to overcrowd the bed so the plants can thrive. So I found certain plants that grow well together, and then I try to do my best to get the spacing as far as square footage. You see how many plants I get within this 4x4 bed. So it's like I can use 16 square feet of space, but these plants will take up more if I overcrowding. So I spaced them out. So around the edges are the only seeds I planted. Around the edges is bean seeds. They'll sprout, but they're bush beans, they're not vine. So they'll sprout, and we'll thin them out in case they overcrowd. We'll thin them out, but I planted them for a reason. The nitrate is soil. Beans add nitrogen to the soil. So with all these transplants coming in, with beans sprouting, add nitrogen to the soil. Basically additional fertilizer or additional nutrients for the plants that's already planted. Next, I went in with the cucumbers. These cucumbers that we use in the trellis. We usually don't want to grow cucumbers together with like other vegetables that vine, like watermelons. So I didn't. That's why it's the only vine one. But you could plant cucumbers with kale and beans. That's like a companion. The nitrogen helps with the cucumbers. The trellis, the beans are trellis over the kale, giving it shade in the summertime. Summertime weather won't be too hot down the kale leaves. So it's somewhat companion, but I'm really planting for spacing. So with the cucumbers, we're gonna trellis them up, and they'll vine up, and the leaves will be getting out, providing shade for the kale plant we have here. Nitrogen in the soil from the beans, give the leaves from the kale extra nutrients. Being that kale is a leafy vegetable, that's gonna be an enhancement. Here we got peppers in between the cucumbers. Since the cucumbers, when we trellis it up and not around the bed, the peppers have adequate space to grow. You can grow peppers closer than you think you can in the rows. You can trim them. You just want to make sure that the leaves aren't really touching and they got good airflow so disease don't build up. In the end, you see we have zucchini. They'll grow out like wide, provide ground cover for the peppers, as well as ground cover for the bed, keep it moist and keep it cooler, temperature regulated. Over in the corners, I have tomatoes. Tomatoes are heavy feeders. That's why they're in the corners by themselves. They take a lot of nutrients as well. So on the fertilizers, they're gonna take their own, personal fertilizer, stakes by them, so they won't take away nutrients from the other plants. So that's why the tomatoes are off in the corner. We only have two because they're heavy feeders. And then we got all these peppers and cucumbers, which are heavy feeders as well. We want to make sure we don't overpopulate and have it to where the nutrients from the soil is drained. That's basically how we plant this garden bed at the NHC Center in Sumter. And I appreciate them for allowing us to assist the elderly with the activity. Yeah, basically let them rekindle their childhood. A lot of them grew up on farms and gardens, so it was a dope experience. So I want to say thank you again.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for coming. My pleasure to have you.